So, finally found a postcard. It's really kind of hard to find postcards here in the States, but I will be sending this to you soon, and I guess we'll get on to the rest of this video postcard, which will now move on location. Nikolina, this is my video postcard to you. Big thanks to 12 Monkeys for his video response to me, and I hope to hear more soon from wherever he is next. But in this next postcard I'm going to be talking to you. So, I haven't had a Happy Meal in a really long time because in Japan you can't get any sort of kids meal unless you are actually a child. And I was super excited, so I was at McDonald's and I was like, I'm gonna get the Happy Meal because they have a Batman toy. And I'm in Fort Worth, and I know you've been here, and I don't know if you've been to the water gardens, but that's where I am. I am going to see a few places, and I am near the quiet water pool because it's really noisy in the other ones, and I don't know if you'd be able to hear me. So hopefully in your video response, I had previously told you before I wanted you to do a reading from whatever book you happen to be reading, or a favorite book, or a favorite passage, and so I will also do a reading. I had always had this recommended, The Tipping Point, and so I'm going to read you a passage from it. I finished reading it so I can give it to one of my other teammates to read for a book report. On December 22nd, 1984, the Saturday before Christmas, Bernard Goetz left his apartment in Manhattan's Greenwich Village and walked to the IRT subway station at 14th Street and 7th Avenue. He was a slender man in his late 30s with sandy-colored hair and glasses, dressed that day in jeans and a windbreaker. At the station, he boarded the number 2 downtown express train and sat down next to 4 young black men. There were about 20 people in the car, but most sat at the other end, avoiding the 4 teenagers, because they were, as eyewitnesses would say later, horsing around and acting rowdy. Goetz seemed oblivious. "How are ya?" one of the 4, Troy Canty, said to Goetz as he walked in. Canty was lying almost prone on one of the subway benches. Canty and another of the teenagers, Barry Allen, walked up to Goetz and asked him for $5. A third youth, James Ramseur, gestured toward a suspicious-looking bulge in his pocket, as if he had a gun in there. "What do you want?" Goetz asked. "Give me $5, Canty repeated. Goetz looked up, and, as he would say later, saw that Canty's eyes were shiny and he was enjoying himself. He had a big smile on his face, and somehow, that smile and those eyes set him off. Goetz reached into his pocket and pulled out a chrome 5-plate 5-shot Smith & Wesson .38, firing at each of the 4 youths in turn. As the 4th member of the group, Darrell Cabey, lay screaming on the ground, Goetz walked over to him and said, "You seem all right. Here's another," before firing a 5th bullet in Cabey's spinal cord and paralyzing him for life. So, when the time Goetz had shot those people, a lot of people said he was a hero because everyone was tired of living in fear. There was a lot of crime and danger happening on the subways, and so it's kind of a really interesting perspective, not on just crime rates, but it looks at teenage smoking, suicide, other marketing issues, other non-business issues, how there are just these small differences, and if we change the base environment at which we start our perspective, then that kind of changes how everything rolls out of it. You might find it interesting. I'm, of course, working on the various projects that we have going on. Fort Worth, I have not really explored. The water gardens seem pretty cool so far, and hopefully I'll be hearing from you soon. Hope Japan is awesome. I know that many cool things are happening. School's starting up again. School festivals are starting up again. So I will probably talk to you later. So this is my Batman toy, and as you can see, he does death chops, and he's like animated style, so he's the gray and blue suit, not the all black. So yeah, I was pretty excited about that.